What's up? What's up?
What's up, Chef?
Chef.
How you doing?
Good, good. How you guys?
Good, man.
Heck yeah.
Hope you are. You have a good weekend?
Oh yeah, man. Enjoyed it very much.
Heck yeah, good to hear, man.
Yeah, just got home a while ago, man, from having a good day with the family, and then back to the work.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm picking my kid up right now. I'll be home in like 5-10 minutes. So I'll hop on the computer.
Ooh, solid. Ooh. Oh,
RTY.
man, scary.
It is scary.
Very, very scary here.
That gap up is sus.
Very much.
No, yeah.
So, Trell?
Good.
Oh, you cutting, man. I don't think you have service, bro, wherever you're at.
You get me?
What's up, everybody?
Man, look at that volume. Holy cow.
You
Yeah.
get me?
Huge volume, but that huge volume is like everywhere though, man. Just because what we talked about the previous week was all going to be relatively low volume for everything, and then the one thing that we were going to look for was the volume to come in and to give us that direction. That's exactly what it did. I think the only difference here now was that the volatility was just high in general all across the board, with this new freaking virus thing and just virus news developing and fear being driven into the markets. Social media, news everywhere, just on all platforms. There's fear being put out everywhere. So a lot of volatility. People came in, started unloading shares and unloading just their positions so they don't freak out like last time and cause a lot of panic selling. Then same time, retail crew come in and short everything. So it's a mixture of all kinds of stuff. So now we're just gonna look for whether we get the dip buy or is this gonna be the new trend into the end of December. So until Christmas rally comes. Kind of like what we talked about the previous week before that. Yeah, some buyers are trying to hold. Yeah, ST. So mixture of a lot of stuff going on here. There's only a few of you guys in here, huh? I think there was going to be that many today. Nobody answered when I tagged everyone.
I answered.
Yeah, there's only like 2-3 people that answered. That was it.
Sunday, man. Sunday.
Sunday's homework day
Yep.
for those who are putting in the work. Cool. What's up, Nate? Manuel? Prospects here. What's up, dude? Welcome. What's up, iPad, wherever you are? I think that's James. Might be Dude, sneaky.
Why you added those chin lines, Chef?
Well, these?
Yeah.
Oh, because I made a video. Oh no, these are this one down here is the expected move. And I made a previous video, so that was there. The video is
That's for the
actually
break above.
yeah, for a bullish case. For the bullish case, but the other video is posted already. You just gotta let it load. I'm sure it's done now. But
What you put in mentorship or?
no, it's just under Chef videos. It's for
Okay.
the public. So this one, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, my YouTube, you won't get the
Yeah, I'm
notification.
subscribed to it.
Yeah, if you get it, you'll get the notification right away because it's public.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
it's the one that I put for conservative collectors. I just put it here for my team because I want record of all my videos and stuff.
Right.
So I keep records of everything. It's just my personal stuff. That's why like I don't promote my YouTube videos or my YouTube channel is I'm not using it to monetize it in any way, shape, or form. I just use it for my personal mentorship videos and any sessions that we have, like one-on-ones. Anything can be provided here for you guys. But yeah. What's up, everybody? I was waiting a few minutes, see if anybody else shows. What's up, Morris? Brad, Corey.
What's up, my man?
What's going on, Chef?
Yo, what up, guys? Heck yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. You know what? I was having a conversation with someone earlier today, and we are talking about the how different the server is. And one of his questions was like, man, how old is the youngest person and stuff? And he was tripping because he's like, man, nothing but adults in here. And it's the truth. There's a lot of adults that are in here, and a lot of us, who are a lot older. But again, we do have some young people in here, and at the same time, I think the difference here between the server is that everybody here is just to trade, and nobody's here to like mess around in any way, shape, or form. Versus, like trying to look at all these other servers, and you guys see all kinds of crazy stuff, man. There's all kinds of just drama, and a bunch of other just random stuff, degenerate modes, and people YOLOing whole accounts on all kinds of stuff. And yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're not here to be egotistic, or be freaking wild and out because we made thousands of percentages or thousands of dollars. Like I could care less. If I make $10 on a trade, and you make 1,000, I'll be just as happy for you as I am for myself. Like it doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, like we have one ultimate goal, and the goal is for everybody to come in and try to understand like what the heck is going on with the group, and what we're doing in general, and understand the charts at the end of the day. We want to work as a team to bounce back off of each other, and to help each other if we see something. For example, if you see some news come out, like tag everybody. Like it has to be very important. If there's some news on like ABBV, and this thing is just trending up, then how come we didn't set the alerts? It should be like the alert should always be the same. The break above the level should always be the same. There should not be any change or difference from the levels. Maybe we'll be off by like 50 cents, but definitely we should all be looking at the same stuff. And that kind of just like the way we program and the way we function here is everything is the same, and we're all on the same page. And that's what's the awesome part about this group, that whenever I look at my team and I see you guys posting charts and stuff, like we're all looking at the same thing. So there's no reason why one of us should not be green and then the other one's like super red. We should be at a break even. We should be like running neck to neck with each other, whether we take a loss as a team or a win as a team. At the end of the day, we should be like at an average, profitable. And again, don't teach percentages. I don't care for them. I don't care how much money you make just because this thing broke below or broke above or whatever. At the end of the day, we're just trying to get in here and just try to understand what the supply and demand levels are, what the market sentiment is going to give us, and how we can better ourselves. Because even myself, I learn and I grow every day just from looking at these candle bars, and not just the candle bars, but the charts that are being posted, the news that's coming behind it, and the movement that it's reacting towards a lot of these things. And it's helping me understand more of the characteristics in the market. And the more you understand the characteristic, the more you'll feel comfortable knowing that, hey, you've seen this price action in the past happen, so how come it doesn't happen again today? And therefore you're making the sound judgment based on past movements to be able to create a call or a put position wherever you're at, creating consistent gains for yourself and your team. So I've been put in a place where it's pretty amazing. And for me to sit here and say that I know everything, heck no. I'm here to say that I'm learning, and at the same time I'm passing it on and growing with my team. So not here to post the Lamborghini and tell you guys that why don't you guys have Lambos yet. Good, thank you, Johnny. But yeah, we're here to continue growing and stuff, man. I'm proud to have like a lot of you guys here, and really appreciate you guys being part of the team. And honestly, it's just moving forward from here on out. And whether we take a loss or a win, we gotta learn from it. Red or green, it's still a lesson to learn, right? Yeah, I could show my Lambo. I'll show it one day. I gotta go to Walmart and check out the Hot Wheels section, see if they got a Lambo in there. But I'll definitely post a picture. I'm sure I can use some Photoshop stuff, make it bigger, and then put myself right there. Join the team, only $1,000 per month. I guarantee you will be in a Lambo or a Bugatti. Rent one, yeah, I could rent one too, man. Good idea, bro. Go stand by some rich person's house. Secretly be selling cookies. Mm, do a video. Hey man, that kind of stuff like catches a lot of social media attention, The Lambo food truck. Roll with chef and his Lambo in his food truck. Oh shoot. Appreciate you, Mars. Thank you. Oh, it's funny. Cool, man. So yeah, there's a few people in here already. But yeah, I just appreciate all you guys being part of the team. And every time you guys DM me, it's freaking awesome. I don't know who Kevin Gates is. Sorry, guys. Keep that off topic. What's up, Trevor? I don't know if he's here. No, he's not here. But anyways, let's get to this, right? One thing that I want to talk about is the COVID thing, the new variant thing. So here's the thing. We've already been through the COVID, all right? We've seen the drop. Everybody has seen it, and this was like one of the worst drops that we have seen in the markets in years. Other than the last one with the market crash in like 2007, I think it was, or 8 or 9, around there. I don't know. I was in prison at that time, so I wouldn't know the exact years. But that whole market crash was pretty crazy. And then this is the other COVID one, 2008. Thank you, Drew. That was the real estate thing, right? The real estate crash or whatever. I wasn't here for that, but I was definitely here for the COVID, and I was here for the tensions between China and US. So the tariffs, if you guys remember when the whole thing was happening with the tariff news and stuff like that, there was tons of stuff that was happening in the market, and it created like a huge downtrend right here. I think it was this right here. No, 12, 15, right here. I think it was in here somewhere. It was 22, 19. Yeah, right here. Hey, 19. Yeah, around here. So I was able to see a lot of the I was able to see this drop, right? So when I started learning to trade, I was trading in a bullish market, and everything was just going up, but I didn't understand what support and resistance was. I didn't know what a breakup pattern was. All I was trying to learn was a crossover of EMA and SMA and RSI, and I don't know what else I was trying to learn. I was trying to learn some ridiculous stuff. Not once did I learn what price action was. But the point here is that I've seen I have the experience of the volatility and the difference between like a normal volatility and an aggressive volatility. And a lot of it has to do with the market catalyst. A market catalyst, it gets driven, when there's tons of sellers and buyers across the board, and it gives you one full direction with aggressiveness. That is some real volatility based on economic shift change, whatever it was. In this case was the tariffs, and this case right here was the COVID. And then up here we're doing some, I forgot what it was some other stuff. And then up here, since we've been trending in these levels above this 4K, there's been a lot of stuff with the COVID cases and inflation and all kinds of other stuff, new COVID stuff. So there's all kinds of stuff happening now again. The cool part about this is that it's all kind of happening in a similar form. Here, when we had the tariffs, we actually had like an all-time high, and then we created some a bearish movement. Here, it was the same thing. We started to get a little more questionable for the tariffs, and the COVID, and then it created this huge sell-off where everybody was on lockdown. During that lockdown, we created a V-shaped recovery, and we're legit just starting to trend back up. But with all that happened, there was a lot of companies that lost a lot of money and created, this volatility, which created now basically everything that's like backfiring, meaning that there's inflation, right? So there was a downside to what happened in these days. So everything now falls down to the level where we're at in general, and the way that the volatility is working. The way that the volatility is working now, it's basically being moved by all-time highs. Okay, the supply that was just created, we hit a psychological number at the all-time highs of this 47. We have inflation news. We have this new COVID variant thing, and the COVID whatever. We have the Delta and the Omicron. We have two new things that are related to COVID. So based on the past, we came down because of COVID, and we led into a lockdown. So technically, we were never ready for this drop. Do you guys really think that we're not ready for another drop, or we're not ready to face something that's coming against us? Technically, we are ready for that stuff, because if you're going to sit here and say that we've never prepared for it, then that would make America look pretty dumb, don't you think? Not to say, not to put down America or anything in that way, shape, or form. But in general, if you're not preparing for the worst now, then you're definitely not going to be prepared for it later on. Hey, can you mute your mics, please? Millen, Duke, please. Duke Alexander, whoever you are, can you mute your mic, please? I was just hearing some like back scratching noise or whatever it was. He said America don't care for. Wait, it's an opinion. It's not. I'm not sitting here calling America dumb. I am all love for America, man. This is my place. This is where I reside, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that if you're not preparing for this drop, and if you're not preparing for something else that may come in the future, that makes you it's kind of dumb not to do it. Okay, I don't think anybody who's experienced something is not going to be ready for it to come again, if it does come again, right? You're preparing yourself for it not to happen again, right? You've seen it once, you're not going to see it twice. It's just like you make a mistake, you don't repeat it. That's what it is, right? Here we were never ready for COVID, so everybody went on lockdown and did all this stuff. So now what we're doing is that it's the opposite. Now we're facing this new Omicron virus thing, but we're gonna go back to the same thing. Well, what did we miss that we did not do here? They're gonna come in here and they're gonna try to fix it, which we already have the tools for it. A lot of the vaccines are already made, so it's a new form of vaccination into the markets that is already applied in US. Right? It's almost mandatory for everybody to have that vaccine. So now they're developing that extra tool to be ready for, something a lot bigger, which I'm assuming that that's what they're ready for already in general. I don't think they're that dumb not to be ready. Okay. And they're not just going to look at this and be like, oh, this is a one-time thing, guys. It's going to be okay. Everything in time develops. It's a virus. So if it's a virus, technically, every person is going to react different, and every person is going to get different reactions to it, based on their bodies and stuff like that. And I'm not no freaking nurse or scientist or whatever, but it's normal, and it's something that happens to everyone. Not everybody's going to react the same to cold. Not everybody's going to react the same to heat. PFE, mRNA, new booster shots, exactly. So they were already ready and prepared for anything new that's going to come up. So a lot of the stuff that's really happening is fear. The fear that is driven in the markets to give everybody a great dip buy opportunity. When is that dip buy opportunity going to come, though? Is this the dip buy opportunity? How long do we wait for that dip buy opportunity? That's what everybody's waiting for, okay? Here's the thing. Because of the experience that I have and seen a lot of the volatility, and this is why I'm bringing all this stuff up, the volatility that I have seen move drastically is when the stock moves on its ATR, it normally moves, let's say, $2. With these volatility times, it's moving $4, $5, $6. Not normal, okay? Some people may think it's cool. It's like, yeah, you have the biggest day on SPY, it's moved $10. Well, I've seen it before. I've seen it happen. It's normal to me, but for everybody else, it's not normal. For me, it's just understanding what's behind it and why it's moving that much. It's volatility. That's why you see a lot of people flipping all these percentages. You can see now, you guys go look on social media. You guys are watching all these servers posting, 200,000 percentage plays. Can they really post that without volatility? The answer is no. because now they're only posting 30, 40, 50% gainers. And when they post 100% gain, it's very, very rare. And they blast it on social media like it's the biggest thing in the world that they accomplished. Now you're seeing the opposite. Now you're seeing, 2,000, 3,000 percentage gains within 5 minutes. And that's exactly what it is, right? Because the abnormal volatility is here. It's not going nowhere until this news cools off, okay? Yo, can you mute your mic? 1111111, whoever you are. So the one thing I'm going to look for, guys, is always remind you guys to look at the VIX. You want the VIX to cool off, all right? It looks like here the characteristics of the VIX has not followed through on this week. So kind of just want to point something out again. We did talk about the characteristics and the fear that's in the market. Lately, the fear hasn't been all that great. It's been volatile, yes, but not as crazy, not as aggressive as this recent news, right? It's a new Omicron virus. It's something new that's affecting. So what's going to happen now is, what are you going to look for? You're going to look for more news that's going to say more cases are coming up, more and more coming up. The first time that you hear somebody is dying from it, or it causes death to somebody's life, then it's going to create more fear, and then you're going to see this VIX rise. The minute that we start to slow down, okay, the minute that the IV starts to decrease, that is the point for us to go long and not worry about the news at that point anymore. Because what's going to happen is that they're going to come out with some crazy news, and they're going to see these cases increase. It's definitely going to increase in general because it's winter season. A lot of people get sick during the winter. It's normal. It's the weather change, and our bodies will react differently, okay? If you guys get sick, don't be surprised, okay? I hope nobody does get sick and nobody does get any of these weird viruses, but, we can't stop life from happening. So when we see these things cool off, we're going to see a shift change with the news, right? The fear is going to be there, but it won't be there with volatility. That's when the IV will decrease. When the IV decreases, the VIX cools off, then we're going to get ready to start looking for these dip buys. In the meantime, we got to make sure that trading through this volatility, we're in and out of these plays, and understand that they're not normal, okay? Not normal, but it's good for our profits and not good for our stop losses. Just keep it real, right? So this year, it's going to be one or two things. It's going to be the retest of this specific level, or we're going to keep on dropping down. It's very simple right here. 45.30, okay? 45.30, we're long above. Whatever we're holding above, if this thing just stays green, it stays sideways, we're long above 45.30. If we close over that 45.90, we're going to create more of a bullish engulfing. The bullish engulfing 45.90, retail crew is going to come in hot, okay? 46, it's going to get crazier. It's going to get more bullish, and it's going to create this thing to just confirm that retest and start driving back up, okay? That's my first scenario. Second scenario, 45.30, we reject. We're definitely coming down to test this 44.54. From that level, we're coming down to 44.10 to 44, okay? So remember those levels. These are very, very important levels on ES to have and to understand if this is going to be a retest, the retest with the bounce, or the retest with the rejection. This week is going to give us the direction in the market in general. I would point out NQ. I don't know why my TOS is lagging, guys. I'm sorry. I would point out but the NQ, but it's the same thing. We're right here at this specific level, this candle body right here. This 15, what is this? 15670. Break above, break below. I don't know how much more clear I can be with that, right? Yeah, 500-point move. Yeah, because of the volatility. Normally that thing is like 200. So again, just goes to prove how much the volatility I'm talking about, guys. Everything is moving by double now, okay? So if you guys expect CAT to move $1, it's going to be moving $2. If you expected its ATR to be $2, it's going to be $4. Is it? Do you think NQ has more room to the downside or about the same as ES? NQ is a bigger, it's a bigger ticker, meaning it just moves in more volatility because it carries the FANG stocks. So the FANG stocks is what moves the NQ, along with a lot of the tech that carries a lot of weight in the market. So NQ is going to have a bigger move versus ES. ES will have the same type of movement, whether it's a retest or a rejection, but NQ is going to have the bigger move. So if you're looking at QQQ, you would be trading QQQ puts all the way down to this yellow box, which is like your 15 and 1510, or 1495 and 1510. So you're better off doing the NQ. I will honestly probably short ES. Yeah, they all move together. ES is the S&P 500. And then you have the Russell, which this one worries me just a bit. And the reason it worries me is because we've been ranging for a year. And the one time we tried to break above last month, was it last month? Yeah. At the end of October, November, we tried to break above, but we couldn't even hold the retest. The retest was a straight flush, and it came all the way back down here to its support. All these wicks here, look at all these wicks. Like, where are these buyers at? That's my question. How come they didn't show up right here? Why didn't they show up here? Why didn't they show up right here? Okay, that is my biggest concern for this. Usually when we see a stock try to break out of a range and it pushes up but comes back down, it usually gets smacked down with more strength because it couldn't break above, meaning that there is no bulls in the bull case scenario, that there's more rejection and more strength to the downside. The strength to the downside because now the volume came in. So because of the volume coming in, it's aggressive volume compared to the rest of the year. Like, look at this. Look at your volume. Like, this is the most volume we have seen on RTY all year. Why now? Okay. One, it can be an intense amount of buyers that got in right at the close. Who knows? Or all the sellers legit came in and they're just like, screw you, this ain't going back up anymore. This is staying down. We're taking control. The next trend that you see, it's going to be this, and it's going to be a huge red candle. This is why it worries me. Because first of all, it did not break. It's been a whole year. We're back at this level with aggressive volume, with a bearish sentiment in the market. And we have a lot of indecisiveness all across the board in general. With that being said, if we can't hold this candle body right here, this 2150, okay, just look for a volatile drop. That's all I got to tell you. We've been ranging for a year and these buyers are not here. That is very, very concerning. Okay. Yeah, almost double. Yeah, last time we came in at 21, buyers showed up, but again, we're closing with some red candles down to this level, and it's going to be aggressive, guys. So if you want to short anything in the market and you're legit just want to focus on shorting, and you legit want to just let it rain freaking hell up in here, then you should be looking at IWM to crack down with a bearish sentiment in the market in general. But again, if you're looking for a good dip buy opportunity, this would be the one for you to look for a dip buy and risk, entering right here and then stopping out right here. It's just very, very simple. But again, I don't like saying this, but it looks bearish as heck to me. We failed here. We tried, and it just gave up all its gains here for basically a full year. And then we're down here with some huge volume. That's kind of concerning. If that's not concerning, then I don't know what to tell you guys. What's up, everybody? There's like 22 of you guys in here. A lot of you guys in here. You guys have tickers to look at, let me know. But for now, I'm breaking down some of the stuff that I hear that I have a lot of value in. So with oil, dude, I don't know why my TOS is letting me. Gas prices are still high, guy. I'm California. Premium is at 509. It's ridiculous. We need a green day with oil. If you guys want to talk to ST about it, he can let you guys know why. But definitely this area, it looks like a good demand just because we bounced from this level. My alert never popped off, or it did, but I never got it. It would technically never really hit. And I don't have an alert. I think it did hit, but I didn't get What's up, everybody? Welcome. I'm gonna set these alerts down here, guys. So, man, this is scary. Gas is like 509, right? This just literally came into my mind today while I was driving around, that with this pullback, gas is still increasing in prices. If this thing rallies again, if this thing holds right here and it rallies again, gas prices are gonna go a lot higher. ST, stop it. Don't want me to talk about Apple products here, okay? But look for oil to recover and give the market some good sentiments, mainly financials. If it doesn't, we're gonna pull back some more. Yeah, Drew. Dang, that took forever to load. Check this out though. Here's a nice trend line on XLF. Okay. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, ST. Thank you. So when oil is high, gas prices are high. Yes, but for now they're not reducing prices. Exactly. That's what I noticed. ST. I noticed that about the oil prices. That's why it brought to my attention today. I was driving today and I was like, man, gas was at like $5 like 2 weeks ago, and then today it's at 509. And I was like, I remember what the stock was. I was like, dude, this thing just dropped. How come the gas prices didn't drop? That's a big question. And if oil continues to rise here on this pullback and it drives up, then gas prices will go up even higher. So we're probably looking for, instead of 509, I'm probably looking for 525, even 550 pretty soon, even $6, honestly. I'm not saying within like the next week or so, but just in general. Yeah, inflation is still here. Yeah, 2.5 where you're at. Jeez, man, I would love 2.5 right now. Even 3.20, bro. I remember 3.20. $5 where I'm at, California. Yeah, but I do like financials where they're at. I think the trade here is very simple into gauging on the sentiment. I like that we bounced off here, but again, it's very easy. I'm just using these candle bodies, guys, and I'm using the previous candle body as a retest. That's it. It's all I'm really doing in general. Dude, you're premium 649 in LA. Are you kidding me? Yes, I got 3 black crows. That's all I was gonna mention. The XLF, the financials look a bit bearish, right? But we do have this trend line, so I think a lot of people are gonna want to buy this trend line here. 3760 would be your line in the sand. Otherwise, we're gonna break below, but we won't know. But yeah, it's like 3 black crows right here, meaning three red candles followed by the next bearish movement. That's what brings me about GS. Okay. GS on the weekly time frame looks like it's curling down. I did post a chart for you guys. So kind of like this. You kind of have a nice trend to the top, and then you finally see it like cool off right here. So if this is a curl down type of pattern, this thing will drop heavily. And let me show you where that happened. Right here. It's almost like a curl down as well. And then it just collapsed. Okay. Let me show you another one. Oh no, SQ wasn't that much. This was more of a demand. But yeah, that's kind of like a curl down though. Okay. Come on, TOS. You're gonna drive me crazy. You're gonna catch the dip on GS. I don't think I'm gonna catch the dip on this, dude. Because it looks like a curl down. So with the 3 black crows, with the XLF being a little bit bearish, with the RTY being a bit bearish and a little more questionable, it brings about the better setup on GS. So with this drop for 380, I think even 382 from the closing, 382 can drop it all the way down here. What do you have? 350? Yes, exactly. So it can have a heavy drop for financials if we do have the aggressive movement on RTY. So on the bearish side for RTY, that would be the best case scenario. On the bullish side, a lot of these are at support. So if you take a look at GS, we're technically at a support. JPM. JPM are right here on the trend line support. C is like falling off a cliff. And then MS. Look at this thing. Looks like it's crawling down as well. So there's actually a good wick on MS. But again, we're kind of sitting at a support level. Yeah. This is actually a real nice one. So if you do set those alerts, it's almost like if we have a nice channel down. I don't want to make stuff up, but it kind of looks like a nice channel down. And that curl as well. So you can draw a trend line here. Draw this trend line there, call it a falling wedge, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But again, on the bigger time frames, it looks like we're curling down. So my entry for puts would probably be on this candle body right here, which would be like your 97. Okay, we start cracking down and building and trading below that 97. We're going to go look for a nice short along with the GS. Okay, I don't think trading BAC or C has any value to the downside. This one's already starting to crack down. This one has just been free falling ever since we tried to buy that dip, and I took a pretty big loss on it. But again, it's okay. And it's already like free falling. So there's a lot of stocks in general, guys, that are going to start coming down if we do continue with this bearish market. Someone from this weekend, they think interest rates can go negative if this new variant explodes. Yeah, of course. But what is that going to create again? Holy smokes, Johnny. That's going to create a lot more inflation. Because why? The debt ceiling. What they're doing is that they're going to create more stimulus money. They're going to print more money. It's going to create more inflation, and it's going to create more of a bigger worry for everyone else in the markets and more fear. So again, that's what causes a lot of the fear in the markets. And bigger picture, guys, like I said earlier, if you're not ready for this from the first time COVID happened, then it kind of sucks that you're not prepared for any of this. But again, Biden is all up for a lot of the stimulus stuff. He's a huge help for, you know, the low income, and he wants to help a lot of people and stuff like that. But again, causing a lot of inflation as well. But all this was already due to the COVID. Yeah, they had to raise the debt ceiling, yes, by December. Yeah, if not, US will go bankrupt. Exactly. Of course, they're going to raise it, man. They're not going to let US go bankrupt. It's just going to create more inflation. So a lot of this stuff is bad news. Like it's fear in the markets, and it's also fear for a lot of investors as well. So you got to keep that in mind. But again, if the interest rates are still good, a lot of it's going to be good for financials, you know. So go do some research on that too. BTC is dropping. Yeah, market already gave a bearish sentiment, so a lot of people are going to probably pull their money from Bitcoin and stuff. Probably buy the dip in the market. Dude, Johnny, that is some expensive gas. You're at 629 premium. You are insane. I hope that's a real picture. Man, $5 looks pretty right now. You just took it. That's freaking nuts, bro. That's intense. Bay Area $6. Jeez. Y'all, your guys is gonna be at $10. Oh man. But yeah, that's why I have GS. J&J would be the next best one, guys. I like the 4 hour. Yes. Yeah, I'll probably. Hey, Milan, I'm gonna be riding the bike, right? You're gonna see me post on social media, slap a Gucci sticker on my bike, and be like, "This is my Gucci ride. Come trade stocks with me." Dude, you paid $3. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm buy a horse, bro. Buy myself a camel. Yeah, it's intense, man. J&J though, not so much on the vaccine news, because if J&J was a stock that was to be affected and move with the vaccine, J&J would have been up already with mRNA and PFE. J&J is more than just vaccine stuff. Okay, they're a bigger company. They're more of a growth stock as well. But again, I like this resistance right here at this 160 level, psychological number. If you want an early entry, I would say 159.50, but I wouldn't enter early on this because J&J is known to reject. As of right now, there's still bearish sentiment on this, and if we can break above, I would look for a bullish play on J&J. And this setup right here, I have a few of them that look the same. Look at this. Okay, here's MA. See how that resistance is right here as well, and built and closed right inside with a very bearish market. If we can break 322 and hold 322, even 319 as a dip buy, MA could rally all the way to this 330 and 340 for the gap fill. Cat, same setup. Look at this. Right at supply with a lot of pressure being built. Again, with some good volume, a red market, and this thing closed nice and green and try to push above. If we can hold 198, Cat's going to be along all the way to that 201. I would say 201.50 area. Just this top right here, anywhere. It could be any of these levels. And then from here, if we continue to be bullish in the market, then we'll definitely look for this little gap fill like everybody else is, and we'll look for 207. But I'm just looking to take Cat from right here to this top, and then if we reject on the bearish market, then this will be your area for puts. That one, so it was MA, Cat, J&J, wasn't IBM, CRM. Yeah, check out CRM. I actually saw that. IBM, more for a smaller account right here. This thing actually broke a nice pattern right here. So it broke to the top and then created this nice supply right here. So the 119, if we can just break over 119 on IBM, I think it'll be a good one for a small account swing to the 120, 121, and 122. IBM's pretty decent as well. So it's a smaller ticker, so you just got to be a little more patient. If you whole account it, it's not going to be too crazy, but you'll have a lot of contracts because they're cheap. So it's a good play. If you want to buy the dip, I would do it right here at 117 and then stop out 116.50. 50-cent stop loss is not bad compared to the reward that you can get. Yeah, I'll check out CRM. I'm watching V as well. V does have this nice pattern, so break above, long. Otherwise, right here, it's a short. Very simple. Or you can wait for this one, 194 to break. Good boxing match in LA tonight. Sup, Morris? CRM will high potential that it'll continue to the downside. It's at a support. It did bounce at this support though. This piece right here, it did bounce right here. So honestly, I would wait for this to base out, but it does still look like it's downtrending. You can see that by the red candle, the aggressiveness. So if this can't break above this 262, I would go short on this thing. I would short right here, 256. 256, get that early entry to the downside and just trail it. And then once we break that, what, 251.50, it's probably going to drop even further. So I would look for more selling pressure on CRM. I wouldn't be bullish on it at all, just because of Microsoft. You know what happened to Microsoft. I did not give financial advice on the break of 330 and 328. But look at this. It's a drop-based drop, and the potential for this thing to continue is very, very high. So this is going to change. I am most likely going to short the top up here. If we rally all the way to like the 330, I will grab a short position, and then my stop loss will be right above. Just because it's still the market sentiment being bearish. As of right now, of course, yeah, 252 for puts, but also the 320 right here for Microsoft would be a short. This thing would drop base drop. AMD. Yeah, you guys can throw your tickers out now. All the rest I'm going to talk about in the voice chat or the breakdowns. I put the watch list for some of these. Starbucks, guys. The biggest thing from the video that I talked about Starbucks, and the one thing you guys should really pay attention to is Starbucks. First of all, this thing did not react as heavily with the market. Okay. Second, there's a lot of pressure being built. Look at this thing. Okay. From this point right here, this 112 to the 114. And then you have this bottom right here from, was that 110.70 to 108.75. The pressure is being built here. So when I see candles like this, it really catches my attention. I'll check you out, iPad, Disney, charge the number. Yeah, I'll hop on the Homer channel a little later tonight after the stream, and I'll chill with you guys. But the pressure is being built right here for buyers and sellers, both top and bottom. And when I see stuff like this, it catches my attention the most just because it did not move with the market. And you guys always know that whenever this market is dropping, I will find some bullish play somehow, some way. I don't care what it is. I will find a call play in this market no matter what. Okay. Starbucks is one of them. I think that this is because it's not reacting with the market in general yet. In the minute that the market decides to find a good momentum, a good sentiment, I think that that's the direction that Starbucks will go. It can be puts or calls, it doesn't matter. But this can be a great opportunity to trade Starbucks and to keep your eyes on. The 4 hour looks a bit choppy that everybody else would use, but you guys already saw the pressure being built on both sides, meaning that there's buyers and sellers in this specific stock. Somebody doesn't want it above 114. Somebody doesn't want it below just the like 109 level, right? When you see this clashing and you see that, you know, that teapot getting real hot and it's about to whistle, you got to make sure you set those alerts. And I already started setting my alerts at 112, 113, and 114. If it wants to keep on going, my target for Starbucks is right here. So if this thing decides to drive for some odd reason, my alerts are going to pop off. And if you guys don't have them, that falls on you. Okay. If I am MIA and I'm out shopping somewhere and I get my dang alert, I'm getting in this position no matter what. Why? First and foremost, because I did my homework on the weekend. I do understand that the pressure is being built. And when that teapot gets real hot and the pressure releases, that whistle, you know, starts whistling like crazy and the smoke starts going up like crazy. That's when time my alerts are going to be popping off and I'm going to be in this position with or without you. As long as you understand what is happening and you can draw this little trend line, if you want, over that wick is going to be super long. And then you can draw another trend line here if you want and call it a falling wedge, whatever you want. Just know that there's a lot of pressure being built up here. And the minute it decides to go one way, it's going to go. Okay. So hopefully you guys understood this about Starbucks. AMD. Y'all better not miss Starbucks. Yeah, Mars, you remember AMAT? I told you guys, y'all don't set those alerts. Like, I'm not gonna hold your hand. Like, you guys trade. You guys understand what you're looking at, right? That's how we break these down so you can understand what is really happening with a stock. And that's the reason you will take that position. If you don't understand the reason behind it, then you shouldn't be in the position. But every time something is posted, every time we post something, there's a reason behind it. What is it? Why is it? Where is it? What are we doing? Where are we going? Where are we not going? Where are we going to stop loss at? Okay. AMD is very simple. Like I said, there's a lot of patterns in the market that are going bearish. And one of the biggest things to look for is to look for the things that are at all-time highs, the things that need pullbacks, the things that need to correct themselves and get the excuse to correct it. The excuse here is the sentiment in the market. Who gave me AMD? Millen. You went through the course with me and you went through some of the training. What do you see right here? What do you see here? What pattern is this? I know you
step-based drop.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Drop base drop. And yeah,
I was planning to short at 148.
Yeah,
heck yeah.
That drop base drop is perfect because once you break below those candle bodies right here, the 142.50 is probably going to create more continuation to the downside, and it's going to be a volatile movement down. The best thing to do in this case is if we do get a nice green market or a retest, you want to short the top, right? Kind of like what I mentioned about Microsoft. I want to be able to short the top because the sentiment is still bearish. There's nothing bullish in the market just yet, other than the levels that we have today. And the futures are, so far they're gapping up, but we don't know how it's going to react. So with the sentiment still being bearish, best thing to do is to follow that trend. And when it gets that retest, you wait for it and you enter a put position right away. Don't think twice, and your stop loss is right above. Don't let it go above the structure. Just capture the put position and try to write it down as much as you can, because now what you're doing is you're going to trail stop everything. You're going to have some real tight stop losses and some real trail stop movement, up or down, as long as you're in profits. But yeah, I would look for a retest of this. If it can't crack 146.50, just that wick, you look for the next level, 147.60, and then the structure. The structure is the most important one, which is your 149. The structure, the candle body is 149. If we can't go above that, then it's going to be a rejection. So drop, base, drop, retest, and drop again. That's kind of like the pattern that happens with drop, base, drop continuations or retests.
So where would you take puts on this? Just at the wicks or the candle body?
149. I personally would do it at 149 if we have a green market.
Damn. Okay. And then your stop loss would be like the top of that red candle?
Just right above,
Okay. Nice.
depending on how much of a loss you can take.
Okay. Nice. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. But if this continues, it would be below the candle body, 142.50. Just keep on dropping, and that'll be your stop loss. But I would short stop.
Nvidia has bad news too, right? So there's a possibility that can bring the whole semi down.
Yeah, because so far Nvidia has been one of the strongest one, and it's okay because this is like at an all-time high as well, and has a lot of structure. The only thing here is that it does have a lot of support. What is this? 294. I would say 294 and 290 psychological. I would say this would be your support, but yeah, it looks like this thing would already basically drop from that supply that was created. But we have a real tight demand here as well that we had. So we have two structures being built, and we're kind of in no man's land. Basically, you're in between, and you're still dropping here. So drop, base, drop, and this has a higher probability to continue to the downside. So Nvidia alerts down here. If it breaks this 290, it's gonna have some serious pullback, but that's just worst case scenario. But this is where I would look to at least to buy the dip and stop out right below, just depending on how bad that news is, or how bad how high the volume is going to be. So I just be very careful. Nvidia has like a cult following as well. Disney, I'm actually liking Disney over 148. Other than that, I really don't. I don't see a bullish case for Disney, but I want to take it over here, 148. I already have all my alerts for Disney, and these are all my targets. So basically what I'm doing is I'm grabbing this trend line, and every top is going to be my target. Very, very simple. So all my alerts are going to be there. I don't need this many lines. I don't care for them. I just have my alerts. You guys have any more tickers you want me to look at? We've been talking for quite a bit. So if you guys want to talk, you guys can unmute your mics.
I do want to mention Moderna and on the 4-hour time frame, and really emphasizing on the fact of like price action and like how price reacts at a specific level. It always bounces from this area. Like every single time it comes down to that like 300 level, it always makes a move to like 330 to 350. So that's why I swung calls on that. If you guys are looking for a play, and I'm pretty sure they had some news as well. Yeah.
Here's my thing with mRNA. Same thing that I've been saying about ZM, Piton, Roku, and stuff, right? My team knows this. I know you're new, and you've barely been with us for quite some time. But the one thing about ZM is that it was a COVID stock, correct? Piton and ZM, COVID stocks, right?
Yeah.
These things ran through COVID. Okay. It only was for a season. Here's my thing with mRNA. COVID already took into effect. Okay. The reaction and everything for it, the demand for vaccines was already put into play on this move right here. Okay. So everything from then on, how bad do you think the demand is going to be for mRNA?
Not so much.
Not so much. So now the characteristics and the demand and the value for something changes. Not that it doesn't have value, but that it already happened in the way that everybody thought it would happen. So all of it was already priced in. It's already happened. It's already said and done. And everybody's already vaccinated, correct?
Correct.
So now the way that you got to look at it is, what is the true value of something like this that that is no longer needed as much as it was in the past?
Not so much.
Not so much. So even with the news that just came out, where did we get priced in at?
378.
All this right here. So
Yeah.
we went from 275 to 378. And what is something that I teach in my server? If we do not hold 50% of that move, it has a higher probability of snapping back down and giving up its gains. So the news that drove it from this point to this point was because of the new COVID thing, the whole new thing, and all of a sudden everybody needs a vaccine again, right? But everybody's already vaccinated. And now the good news is coming out that all you need is a booster shot. So the demand for it is not that high, because you're not going to see that many people come and get those shots, because they're already comfortable knowing that they have the shot already. So now the demand for it, the way that you got to look at it for the value of mRNA changes things. Are we at a support? Yes, not taking anything away from that. But the value of it, you got to understand that you got to be able to look at it different now, and that the movement is not going to be the same. So this piece, since it's already priced in and the buyers are not holding this up, there's a higher probability that this thing will crack this 293. I'm going to set my alert at 293 for the bearish side of it. And then,
it does look like a good short, right?
And then I'm going to set my take profit at this 275 alert, okay?
Gotcha.
And we're going to sit here, and it's going to be like that AMAC conversation. Did you or did you not set the alert, okay? For the bearish side. The bullish side, if we go above this level, and we're going to confirm that mRNA is going to come back to this top and create a bullish sentiment. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is it. That's my alert, 293. My target, 275.
Gotcha. So if it my question was, if it can, let's say pre-market, it's above that top red line up there, that like base thing, resistance, would it have to hold it during like the market open and not dump for it to keep going higher?
Yeah, because then that'll be a gap and go.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But we're not even open in the markets yet. We don't even know if we're going to gap up or gap down.
Yeah.
You know, so everything is going to change here. Who knows? This thing might be at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
And it might be that perfect opportunity for you to dip by this and then take it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the same time, the selling, look what the selling did.
Yeah, exactly. Just
So, so tomorrow it's going to give you a good direction based on volume. wherever it goes, that's going to be your direction.
Exactly.
Chinese stocks have the listing fear. Yeah. Can I look at Neo? Yeah, I'll look at Neo. But yeah, that'll be the bearish alert for mRNA. I will not trade this thing, but I will laugh at it. Neo.
I want to play puts on Moderna too. I'm gonna set my alerts right now.
You better do it, man. Don't wait for me, guys.
Yeah.
Who's Zach, bro? What are you talking about? What's up, bro? What you say, man? Making fun of me, man?
Man, I done said Facebook about 20 times.
Oh, my bad, bro. My bad.
I just want your opinion on it.
Let's do Facebook. Let's do Facebook. Facebook, man, dude. I freaking like Facebook, man. I'm waiting for a good dip buy, honestly. I'm gonna buy some shares for Facebook. I'm just waiting.
I said I wanted it at 300, and they gave it to me.
Yeah, I honestly, this is a good level, man. I don't see
That's what
nothing wrong with this. I just the only thing again that worries me is the fact that this market is just still bearish sentiment based on the fear. That's the only thing that's stopping me from even like calling out some of these pullbacks. The pullbacks that I like the most are PayPal, Disney, V, MA. Those ones that dropped heavily are the ones that I like for dip buys. When it comes to the NQ being at these all-time highs and Facebook not even showing any signs of reversal, I wouldn't call these dips whatsoever. But again, I honestly, this is a good dip buy opportunity in general, just because of this high right here, that wick, and then you have this base right here. This is a great level for Facebook if we decide to just bounce here. Based on the 4 hour though, we've been trending to the downside for quite some time already, and we've been breaking levels to the downside like it's the thing to do. Everything about it just screams bearish, and it's just like screaming its name to short me. So I have my alerts over 315, man. When I see things like this, I am more of a type 3 player when it comes to this, because the type 1s catching the falling knives are a little more aggressive. If we can get the type 2, build a base, and then break above for the type 3, I will be in the type 3 plays for stuff like this. But
Yeah.
if you wanted to go long on this, on a structure, I would wait for this piece right here. That right there, that structure, if you can break above even just 310, I would start looking to go long. But otherwise, man, the selling pressure on Facebook is still kind of heavy.
Man, it touched 299.50 and just started going right back up. Like they was waiting.
But also remember that we've been coming down with Facebook for the past 2 months. So
Yeah.
that's
I
the
feel like
difference
it's
here.
Microsoft and Apple. Like it
Yes.
already took this drop. I don't know.
So that's the difference here. You gotta remember to identify which one is the strongest one in the sector, right? Which one has been downtrending, which one has been holding, which one is showing signs of reversal. In this case, Facebook has been downtrending the past 2 months, with or without that COVID news, with or without the inflation. This has been getting hits. If you look at Apple is one of the strongest one that hasn't even turned, even with the bad sentiment in the market. Had this closed down below around the 160, I would have been in my put position still. But I got stopped out real quick. This thing just said, screw you. You're not shorting me. You Andrew
like
lover.
that last 5 minutes, boy, it's just like it just started pumping.
Yeah, but again, it just shows you that the value of Apple is still there. Apple is a great company, man. Like I make fun of it all the time because I don't use the phone. But I know personally that Apple's it's a dang great company, and it's holding its freaking levels while the market is like coming down. And that's like the best thing about a stock, that you can go bullish on it, right? So if this doesn't crack down, like let's just say, for instance, everything does start cracking down, what is the next best stock that you're going to look at to short? You're not going to short Facebook because it's already shorted. You're going to look for Apple because it's still behind, right? It's still at all-time highs and it's not dropping. So you're going to look for a good opportunity to short Apple, because once it cracks, it'll crack and it'll go. But then those dip buys will get bought up real fast, right? But again, vice versa. if you see the market start to recover, Facebook is at a great spot, and Apple, it's just another stock to go along on. And it's the same thing with Snap. Thank you for bringing that up. Snap is just getting smacked. I don't know how else to put it. After that huge
It's
drop,
over with.
after that huge drop, it's just been getting nothing but bearish movement. So I was able to short Snap and MU. Yeah, this thing is just dropping.
What about Twitter?
Same
I
thing.
feel like Twitter more valuable than Snap though.
Yeah, but they're all still. Here's the thing: they all been downtrending before this news. That's the difference. That they're still getting smacked on fundamentals. They're not just getting smacked on sentiment. They're just getting smacked. So there's no dip buy opportunities for these just yet. You guys want to start buying shares on these? These are great.
I wouldn't buy shares on Snap though. Snap, unless Snap really just come out with something. Otherwise, everybody doing stories and stuff.
Yeah, but again, it's just the value, man. Everybody sees value in a different way. You know, like I see a lot of value in Disney. If somebody else doesn't see it, that's cool. You know, it's at, for me, it's at a great dip buy opportunity to buy shares.
It is though. I'm buying shares tomorrow.
Yeah.
PayPal, Square.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch Square. Not yet. Square broke a
touch
major
Square?
demand. The difference between PayPal and Square, this thing just
Structure.
lost its demand. So it broke structure, huge structure, and then now it's trading below. So, and all this is just a staircase pattern. So you got to wait till this thing finds a good support and builds a base. Otherwise, it's just gonna probably keep on dropping. This is the same thing that everybody said about Roku. Everybody's waiting for that great opportunity to dip buy, and the dip buy was right here. And then again, the dip buy was right here. And then again, the dip buy was right here, and it's still dropping. It's a dang TV. It's a dang TV, guys. Yeah, that's
Unless
cute.
unless they put the metaverse app in it, I don't see no value in it.
In what?
The Roku system.
It's a TV, man.
Yeah.
It's a TV, guys. I don't know how else to say it. It's a TV.
I was trying to see how it was at 400. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, but everybody was so bullish on Roku because it just had a bunch of hype and it had tons of upgrades. Everybody kept trying to buy the dip, and I just kept telling my team, it's a TV, guys. It's a TV. Just like I said about Zoom and pizza. And what happened? Those things came down, down, down. Who here is buying Roku? Show yourself. Who here is thinking of buying Roku shares?
Never.
Show yourself.
I had Roku at $40, man.
Jeff, I won't be. I'll probably be looking at some point for Roku. I mean, out here in San Jose, they're buying up office building like crazy. I know people that work at Roku, and they're hiring like crazy too. So, the ad revenue model is actually pretty sick. If you really look at that company, the ad revenue.
They're the number one.
I'm sorry.
They're the number one TV system in a couple countries.
Right. I think the biggest issue right now is that Amazon might compete with them because they took out all the Rokus out of their TVs. So, but still, it could be a great takeover target. But they're growing like crazy in San Jose out here.
Yeah.
Can't compete with Amazon.
Nope. Yeah, everyone's hiring.
Once they get in your zone, man, it's a wrap. Amazon, shit.
Yeah. But either way, even with our opinions about Roku, it's at a great spot. Let's keep that real. It's at this demand right here. This support, we could see a relief bounce for once. Again, I think the only thing that we are missing is a sentiment in the market. And that's why I like looking at a lot of these tickers that have red trends, because they're good opportunities to go long on. This is a great opportunity down here. Just it's like how low can you go? If it keeps dropping, then your stop loss is right below. 150 for Roku. I agree with USD. Just an opinion, but it's at a great spot right now. If this thing ever dropped to $50, I would buy it. Other than that, I ain't buying this TV stock. I'm gonna set my alert. I'm gonna set my alert at 220. That's it. That's all I care about.
And I remember we talked about that too.
Yeah. That's it. It was gonna come
That
down
two,
here.
that 210, 200.
Yeah.
I tagged you in it when I
Yeah.
I like, damn, that's crazy. That was like weeks ago.
Yeah. I think it was right here. Yeah, around this level right
It was around right there. That motherfucker still dropped. You called it too, though. You called it.
here. I just don't like some of these stocks, man. I don't see any value in them. Like, you got to think investor wise, man. You got to think like the way that the markets are moving and the way that everything is changing and where people are putting their money at. It's just the way that you got to think of it. And that's kind of like all it really takes. Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys have any tickers you want me to look at? Man, we've been on here for quite some time already. Guess I just wanted to talk about stocks. Whoever listens to this, it'd be like, man, it's an hour and a half. I'm sitting here for an hour and a half. Just
You
post in the
giving a
chat.
lot of knowledge, though. A lot
Post
of
it.
value.
Duke Alexander? Who's Duke Alexander? What's your Discord name?
Hey, Chef, look at Kroger.
Also, it looks like it broke a nice trend, man. Here, it looks like it's giving it up already. So, honestly, I would look for a bearish move on Elsid.
Look at Kroger.
Yeah, we're in.
Hey, Chef, I got a quick question if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
know how you set your alerts? How do you get like it to be on the side? Because like mine are just like in the middle, you know?
Go to settings.
Okay,
Right on the bottom, it says alerts.
gotcha.
Show arrows only. Hit
Wow.
apply. Hit OK. And you're good.
Boom. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Now I can finally see my chart.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm telling you, something you don't need tons of lines. Hey, Duke
I have a
Alexander,
question,
That on the
Chef.
phone.
what's up?
Well, like when you set your alert, you see your alert right there is like 45. So it's basically at the bottom of that demand zone. Are you waiting for a close once you hit there? Because sometimes I get burned, like if I enter a short position when it's right there and then we bounce. You know what I'm saying? So how do you approach once it hits that level?
It depends how we got there. So it depends how we got there and the market sentiment. For example, like right now we're at 47.27, right? If for some reason we open right here, technically the move is already big to hit 44.50, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why would you want to short at the bottom when we already had a big move?
Got you. So you would basically purchase it and have that be your stop loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it already had a move to the downside, and you're technically what you're doing here is you're trying to buy the top, right? So if I say, oh, hey guys, I'm gonna go long right here at 61.90, it doesn't make sense. So if we open on LSID, let's just say we open right here at 45.65, and we break down to 44.50, then this would be more of a safer opportunity to go short, because now you're closer to that level. The closer you are to that level and the more bearish the sentiment is in the market, the better it is for you to go short on this and break. Vice versa. If you turn this around, you'd be looking at a bullish play. Right? So an example, Microsoft. Did you know I called out Microsoft? Oh my goodness, freaking TOS.
Yes,
I'm about
sir.
to break it. All right, so here with Microsoft, I did tell everybody, I said, hey, we couldn't break above here, right? That base. And we ended up coming down here the previous day on Thursday. We came down and I said, hey guys, I'm going to swing Microsoft. What I ended up doing, I swung a weekly. I ended up taking profit down here at this bottom. Okay. So I took profit on this and I took another short position on it because I knew that this was going to keep on dropping. So the closer you were here to that support and the sentiment being bearish and the volume increasing and everything being pressured in this, it created more of a downtrend. So it was more safer to take the position here at an early entry, which technically you're not early, you're just kind of like in that level and your stop loss is right above. Technically my stop loss never hit.
Because it was building down there.
Yeah, the pressure was being built with the sentiment being bearish. So the sentiment and the pressure all together right at a supply zone was being built, creating more of a downtrend and more of an aggressive and volatile move, creating a drop-based drop. So the pattern here for Microsoft was perfect.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it never closed above 232. So this position was green. So hopefully everybody took some green Microsoft.
Check out not Microsoft, but Roblox. Like that looks like the play of the week. Oh my gosh, it's in the bull flag, showing the direction and it's good earnings coming back to that level, ranging as well.
I had this trend line here. Actually broke trend. Oh, come on. This I would say it's a drop-based drop pattern. I don't see no bull flag.
The bull flag is from the high to the low.
I don't see a bull flag.
Or a channel, I guess, or
I don't see no bull flag here. I mean, unless you try to do this,
that's what I was doing.
but you're missing out on a huge wick right there.
Yeah.
Now, if this wick would have been a little bit smaller, like to like right there, I would agree, but I can't look at that as a pattern.
Yeah.
But I
So
would
you
see
would
on here.
you would short it.
Yeah, because look at that's bearish. That's bearish. What do you see
That
here?
looks like a bear flag.
What do you see now? Millen,
Drop
what do you
base,
call
drop,
this?
bear flag.
Drop base drop.
Strong selling pressure.
Strong
I didn't even
selling
notice
pressure.
that wick.
Yep.
Dang.
That's why you need a 4-hour, bro. Stop looking at the daily.
Pressure decreasing.
Where would you play it to? 108?
Let me see. So from 112 to 119, how much is that? 112 to
$7.
119. $7. All right. From 112 down $7, where we at?
105.
From 112 negative $7, where are we? 105?
105, huh?
All right.
I can't do math either.
Look at those wicks right there. Okay. That is your target for Roblox to come down. So boom, drop, base, drop.
Wow.
That's your target. Okay. I'm gonna set my alert at 105. Just to say, did you guys take that trade?
Let me do that right now too. Let me have my alerts.
Okay. And I'm gonna set it right here below, probably right below 111. I'm adding this to the watch list.
And if it breaks above the
base,
top of that
190
red candle, then it's gonna
119.
go, yeah, 118 is gonna go up to 130, right?
Yep. Setting the alerts
And
now.
it would make sense because like the market's like bearish, so it would make sense to play puts on this, you know?
Yep. This is almost like that Microsoft pattern that I showed you guys.
Good catch there. You saved me some money. I was gonna play calls on
Roblox
it.
is owned by Microsoft.
Yes, it is.
And Microsoft own everything.
Yeah, Microsoft's a great
And
company.
usually when Nvidia, all these meta stocks starts dropping, then you see the roadblocks and its PS start dropping as well. That's why
Yeah.
just keep Nvidia and Facebook if you want to track if roadblocks is going up or down.
And he sounded like Unravel.
Like who? Unravel?
Yeah. It's the Aristotle dude.
Oh,
trade
yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
he is. Yeah,
That's exactly who it sounded like.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of like the breakdown for the market, guys. Lots of good stuff happening, lots of opportunity. I think the biggest thing that we got to do now is wait for the VIX to cool off and wait for, you know, some actual good direction in the market for bulls to step in somehow, some way. If they don't step in, start looking for those short positions, because technically what we do have here is a nice staircase pattern to the downside. So if this thing can't break 45.90, 46, we're still bearish, guys. Everything about this nice staircase pattern to the downside, and it's a perfect staircase, right? So don't think that everything is fine and dandy and we can buy everything up. Still can't. Always got to wait for that extra confirmation, you know. So right now, any dip buy that we did buy, it's going to be a falling knife, no matter how you see it. Every breakout, it's going to be trail very, very tight, and you better stop loss in the green. Any position that you take, make sure you manage properly and you don't oversize or don't bag hold longer than you shouldn't, or don't give it any wiggle room, because the aggressive volatility is a lot bigger now. So like I said earlier, if your ATR is $2, look for a $4 ATR now. If your ATR is $10, look for a $20 ATR, and so forth and so forth. But again, we don't know what we're going to react like. We don't know what the movement is going to be. So if you guys want to start trading some weekly contracts just to be in and out, by all means, you know, not looking to swing as much, but definitely going to trail all my day trades. And if I swing, I'm going to swing very, very light and nothing heavy whatsoever moving forward until the VIX cools off completely. Until the VIX cools off, we're going to take it day by day and continue to monitor the news and continue to monitor the inflation stuff and everything that's happening in the markets. So, like I said, be very wise with how we're trading, what we're trading. But I will find a way to find bullish plays in this red market no matter what. That's just my style. But don't say I didn't tell you so on the put side. But yeah, you guys have any questions before we dip out, since we've been in here for like almost 2 hours?
Yeah.
Oh,
If you don't mind, just going back to Roblox, why wouldn't you sell at 108? Because that's where the 4-hour candle closes and opens on like 2 different days.
Because the pattern, the drop-based drop pattern, it goes based off the size of the range.
Oh,
Right here.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
drop-
That makes so much sense.
So the drop and the base that's created, this is created like a little range. So the size of the range is the size of the break, which will give you that big move.
Damn. Okay, I gotcha.
So on top of
Thank you.
that, you have a break of pattern. So the channel that we created on Roblox was an aggressive sell-off here. So creating more sellers taking control, drop, base, drop with aggressiveness.
Gotcha.
And it would still technically be that previous demand zone, right? It's just at the bottom of it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the other structure that you have is like way down here.
And you would long at that yellow zone, right? Because that's where like the big 4-hour candle from like earnings was. That's where like investors want to push price, right?
Here,
Yeah,
yes,
gotcha.
Yeah.
That's where like most of the volume is, you know?
yeah, all this. Yeah,
Thank you for answering that.
yeah.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
Yes,
Thank you guys
sir.
for
Thank you
showing
so
up.
much.
Thanks for staying here for like an hour and a half. You guys good? You guys have any more questions? Because man, this is gonna be a nice week again. Neo, yeah,
Thank
I
you,
talked about
Chef.
Neo already.
Yeah, where's our boy Trevor at?
Oh shoot, Neo, sorry, man. I didn't even do Neo on. I don't think Trevor's here. Neo is actually a break of demand already. So this one's a little more questionable because of Chinese stock. So it's already broken below this specific level, which is your 33. Your 33.50. If we stay below 33.50, it's still gonna be short. Otherwise, I would look for a retest type play. If it doesn't have a retest type play, it's gonna continue to the downside. And it's very, very questionable because that is a bearish candle. Very simple for this one. Yeah. We broke below structures, so I wouldn't look for a long on this. Not yet. So here's a structure. Here's your structure that broke. And then your support is way down here at 30.50. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, if that's what you had, that's awesome. Yeah, but look for a relief rally. Your relief rally meaning retest and boom. Cool. All right. Yeah, freaking drill over there posting some chicks' names. I don't know what he'd be posting. But yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Get out of here, Drill.
I'm appalled.
But yeah. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the voice chat tomorrow.
Chef, you have a blessed night.
All right, guys.
See you guys.
Peace.